Right. All right. Hey, you guys. Um, Counselor Mr. James Horton on YouTube. Counselor Mr. James Horton on YouTube. Welcome. Welcome. Let me see if I can widen my screen. Right. So get a little closer. All right. That looks a lot better. All right. Um, Topic today is completing instead of competing. Completing instead of competing. And completing instead of competing. Excuse me, I apologize. Um, what I mean is our relationships in our communities and our relationships with a partner. No matter what the setting is, whether it's some other setting other than heterosexual or woman and woman, man and man, whatever, no big deal. But we can find ourselves competing instead of completing, right? And we shouldn't do that. We shouldn't be competing with our partner. We shouldn't be competing with our neighborhoods. We shouldn't be competing with our friends, right? We shouldn't do that, right? We should be completing, right? If we come together, if you're a power and their power, right, you bring those two powers together, just think what kind of ultimate power you would have or you would become, right? So we must stop competing, right, and start completing, right? This is not a contest, right? We go out for this kind of thing and we be like, who's gonna come in first? It's like what created the word race, right? It was all a race, it was a competition. And so we need to quit doing that, right? Because we find ourselves, many of us, especially in certain communities, we find ourselves coming in last because we'll find ourselves behaving in a way we shouldn't behave. We'll become cutthroats even, right? We'll become stumbling blocks, or we'll become a block to make someone fall, to keep them from succeeding on their mission. Or we'll go into it trying to possibly steal someone's vision or someone's idea that they share with us and ask us, hey, what do you think about this? What do you think about that? Hey, I was thinking about starting my own Facebook, right? This kind of thing, right? And you can put all the dots in place and hand this over to someone and they'll possibly take it because they're competing instead of completing, right? They're not happy that you welcome them in to be a part of something that they didn't think of, something that you thought of, or something that you put all your work in, right? So we need to quit competing, right? Actually, we need to get to a place, all of us, right? Find out what our own calling is, right? Now, if it's meant to share with others and join with others and benefit others, that's fine. But each of us have a calling, right? A calling to do something great, I believe, right? I'm gonna put that extra on it because I'm into pull-ups instead of pull-downs. So I'm gonna tell you, it's something special about all of us. Very, very special. And don't get angry because it hasn't fully come to life. It's in there. You just need to pull it out. You need to polish on it. You need to brush up on it. You need to tighten some screws in some other areas, right? But you don't have to waste unnecessary time competing, right, when you could be completing, right? It really works out. I'm telling you, relationships really work out much better if you are working at completing you and completing your partner versus competing with your partner, right? This is ugly. It's very ugly, right? And it makes you sick on the inside. You ever seen somebody that thought they was the most beautiful or handsome person in school, and several years later, you've known them for a while, and you've known the sour side to them for a while, and later on you see them and they don't look so well. And what I believe is a lot of times, right, happiness on the inside shows happiness on the outside. And if you have a rotten, unhealthy inside, then your outside will eventually look rotten too. So we want to keep our insides healthy, right? We want to stop competing and start completing. We want to start loving ourselves, right? Like never before, right? And what would you do for a person that you love yourself? Ask yourself that question. What does love look like? If I were to be handing out packages to the homeless, right? Giving food to the needy instead of the greedy. If I were to do that, what kind of package would I want to deliver to that person? If I was on the other side, what kind of bag of groceries would I want, right? If someone were giving me something, I had a choice of what that love looked like, right? So we want to be like that, right? We want to be nourishing, right? We want to be nourishing. Also, we want to be to a place to where we're not allowing the negativity from others to come in us, right? We're not jumping on the bandwagon because somebody said so-and-so and then over there ain't cool. Or, I don't like so-and-so because she did this to me in the third grade. We don't want to be receiving unnecessary stuff in our system because their unnecessary stuff, they're competing instead of completing, we can make ourselves rotten too, right? We can start looking like, oh, Miss Daisy or somebody. You know what I mean? We can really lose out, man, by not being careful what we conceive and receive in ourselves, right? It's a poison, man. It's a real poison, man, and it doesn't fit the description of love, right? Because love don't look like that. Love don't feel like that. Love don't sound like that, right? Love ain't nothing like that. So we need to work on ourselves, y'all. We need to build on ourselves and, find you a group, man, that's into the positive, right? The completing positive, right? And grow from there, right? And take care of each other, right? To where if you spot something that don't actually look right or unhealthy seed that someone planted in the dirt, don't water that, right? Have a meeting about it. Have a discussion about it to where you can get this negative stuff out of there and stop it from, because, weeds are something else. When weeds start growing, they grow everywhere. They grow in all directions. So we need to watch out for that, especially going forward in this thing called business, right? And this thing called going forward and getting forward, right? Ask yourself, are you going where you're watching or are you watching where you're going? We must watch where we're going. We must stop at the stoplight, right? We must stop at the stop sign. We must look both ways before crossing the street, right? We got to take care of ourselves, right? Be careful when it comes to competing instead of completing. Get in your own lane. Run your own race where you don't have to compete with another person. That's what I did, man. I was like part of this unhealthy cycle to get money out there, doing illegal stuff, hoping that I'd get away, taking a chance every day I woke up to be in somebody's prison or probably even to be dead, right? And I thought that was the way to go because everybody else was doing it, right? And so I got to a point after finding out of years and years and years that ain't working, and this ain't healthy and this ain't godly what I'm doing. So I had to change up. So what I did, I changed up. I didn't go with a path and they lead and a follower. I went with where there was no path and I left a trail. So that's why today, after going to school in the year 2000 and graduating from college without a high school diploma or GED, I graduated with 2 degrees, right? Then I stayed in the field of counseling, right? I got a counseling degree, community social services, and I got another degree in community social services / substance abuse, right? Some years passed, right? They started requiring you to have or us to have more than just a college certificate. They wanted to get a licensing set up to where like doctors have to renew their license every 2 years. So they had a test and they had some different stuff you need to have. Along with the schooling I got, they needed that too. They bind it all together. So every 2 years there's a requirement for a renewal to your license, right? So now, for a number of years, majority of years on up to now, since 2000, I have been licensed to be a counselor. I've been a licensed counselor. I've been a licensed 3 counselor, and now when the paperwork comes in, takes a little time. I just called and checked on it. I'm going to actually be not just a counselor 3, right? On the 3rd level of a counselor, I'm going to be a clinical supervisor. Me, a guy from the hood, a guy from a neighborhood called Sobrani Park, right? And it just, I like to tell my story, not bragging or anything, not competing or anything, but just sending some hope out there, right? That you too can make it, and you too will make it. You know, all you have to do, even if you're running in the wrong direction for a long time, if you're just running in the wrong direction, keep making mistakes, right? Just think about the energy it took or is taking to run in that direction. Well, I'm here to tell you from my own experience, right? My own life experience is that you can take that same energy and not even have to use all that energy. Be able to go to sleep at night even and take a portion of that energy that you use going negative and use it for your positive. And I guarantee you that you're gonna blow up. Your life gonna become so great, so ultimate, so mind-blowing, right? But you just gotta know. All you have to do is stop, right? Take a portion of this and put it over here, right? Put it on the right side. Because obviously it's been on the left side. You made a left turn for a second-class seat. Well, you don't have to take a second-class seat anymore. Take a first-class seat. Go to the right, man, and do all you can do, right, on the positive, right, and find out how that's going to reward you. It's going to reward you real big. That's going to be it for now. I'll be checking back in my new apartment complex, right? Beautiful out here. And I just, I'm kind of borrowing one of the rooms they have, you know, where family members have come in who also stay here and borrow the unit to do parties and stuff. So I said if I ever moved here or moved to a place like this, I'll do some videos. So this is why I'm here right now in this area. I hope you all like it. I do. I love it. And I thank God again for everything that he's doing. Not just for me, but everything he's doing for you too. Just acknowledge it. All right, I'm checking out. Subscribe to my channel, The Counselor Mr. James Horton on YouTube. That's The Counselor Mr. James Horton on YouTube. I need y'all also to have my back. You know, subscribe, share it with a friend, and get some of that help that you've been needing, man, when you're stuck in a place. You need to hear somebody talking some positive stuff. That's why I always suggest check into my channel, because I'm never going to be negative with you. I'm going to keep it positive, keep it positive. Thank you again. Counselor Mr. James Horton on YouTube.